to get
Hello.
hello to get
Ajusta Tu Corona was a dream of mine since I was very young. I didn't bring it to fruition until I was much older. And basically what it is we all have a story to tell. And a lot of people were not aware of my story, of their stories, and they were a little bit shocked to find out what our humble beginnings were and how we became so successful. So never underestimate the power of your story. It is inspirational, it is motivational, it can save someone's life. My message to all the women out there, to everyone out there who may be facing adversity, never forget how amazing you are. Never forget how exceptional you are. Ajusta tu corona and keep it moving. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Ajusta Tu Corona. I am your host, Lillian Maldonado. I have a very special guest that I'm going to be bringing on very shortly, but I did want to let all of you know that both her and I, though we are in different states, are going through severe thunderstorms. I've had power outages throughout the day, so we will be with you for as much time as possible. And so because of that, our time may be limited. Hello, Milagros. Welcome. Because of that, our time may be limited. So I am going to quickly introduce this amazing woman who happened to be introduced to me through one of our former co-organizers, Anisa, also known as AR Blondie, Empowered Women. These are all of her tags on Instagram. And I'm going to bring her on now so she can share her story. I think it's absolutely amazing. And the work that she's doing to make all of us feel much better about ourselves is absolutely amazing. Hello,
hi.
Anissa.
Hi, how are
Welcome.
you?
Welcome to
Thank you.
Conversations with Ajusta Tu Corona. So,
Thank you.
Anissa,
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me on here. I am super excited. I'm grateful. And I love this. Congratulations to you and to your platform. This is so amazing. I love this. I love this. I love this.
thank
And yes, sorry
you.
guys, if you guys see like lightning and stuff, I'm so sorry.
I'm in the same boat. Trust me. One just a really strong one just hit, and every time they hit like that, I'm a little nervous and wary that it's gonna cut us right offline.
Yes.
So, Anissa, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what is your background, and start off by telling us who is Anissa.
Okay, so Anisa, I am from Chicago. I'm 29 years old. I have a beautiful 10-year-old daughter now that she just turned 10, which is really crazy. Um, I'm a young striving entrepreneur boss woman who really I really just stand for women empowerment. That's my message. That is my thing. Really just what comes with women and empowering women and when it just showing women to just be authentically themselves and you just living in this world of society that people judge you and put you down for everything. I am also a health and wellness coach as well. I have a health and wellness business that I have been a part of going on 2 years now. I'm down 50 pounds, which is amazing.
Congratulations. That's
Yes.
awesome.
um, I now reside in Orlando, Florida. I've been here since I was about 7 years old. This is pretty much really what I know. I don't know a lot from, Chicago, just bits and pieces of what I do remember. Um, yeah, so that's really what I do. I stand for women empowerment. I have a women empowerment group that I started in 2017. This the women empowerment group. Honestly, I just feel like it came from God. It came and the idea came from God because I really had no interest in women empowerment, and not that I didn't care for it or anything. I just didn't think that was gonna be my lane or what I really, my purpose. Because I really feel that empowered women is my purpose. This came from just me wanting to, build a brand around myself, around formerly, formerly AR Blondie. I no longer have AR Blondie no more on my social media platforms. I'm in the season of reinventing, rebranding
I know
me
all about that.
because I really feel like AR Blondie had its time, it had its glory, it had its limelight, but that's not who I am anymore. I feel like I really grew out of that phase, and AR AR Blondie came more so from, me when I was working in the nightlife, promoting, hosting, and doing things like that. The crazy, wild girl.
So
So
give me a
empower.
second to we have people that pop in and make comments during the conversation. If they have any questions for you, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Hello, Richard. We have a guest that said, hey, hey, very cool when you were introducing yourself. And what I would like to know is our power does come from our pain.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you give us a little bit of history about what your pain was before
Mm,
this came to be? Just in speaking to you before, I knew you had a lot of adversities, and
mm.
I'm whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
To and our platform is about real women telling real
Mm-hmm.
stories of triumphs over tragedies. So
Yeah.
when our audience is captured by that, but only because our mission is to help other women of adversity. They need to see that they don't need to be stuck in the
Yeah.
place where they are right now, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And we came beforehand to guide them so they know, we were there once before as well.
Um, I feel that really much. I know pain. Just I feel like pain has as is my best friend. It's not a great thing to be, proud of, but a lot of people in this world, these are the cards that were dealt with, situations that can break us or make us. And a good thing for me, God had blessed me from a very young age to have some kind of really resilience and strength.
Mhm.
Because if I really was to go back, I've been knowing pain before I even knew how to count to 100. My first traumatic experience was when I was just a toddler, going through sexual abuse. Before I even knew how to multiply, how to count to 100 or anything, I was dealt with. I had went through that traumatic experience of sexual abuse at a very, very young age. And I didn't get the right help after,
Mhm.
because my mom didn't know better. My parents didn't know better back then. Back in the 90s, mental health was not a very big talk. Therapy was not a big talk. Like, if you go to therapy, you're really psycho and crazy. That's
Absolutely.
the world that I come from. So all I knew really after that was that
We lost your volume. We lost your volume. We can't hear you.
okay,
Oh, now I can. Now I can.
you can hear me.
Yes, now I
Sorry.
can. That's okay.
um so after that, I feel like pretty much I knew was pain. I went through sexual abuse again when I was a teenager, and I just felt at that time, like I just felt after, I didn't matter. Like I didn't matter. I was invisible to the people around me. I felt like abandoned. I had so much pain inside of me that I didn't know what to do with it. I just wanted to heal. I just, from all I remember from really from a young age, was I wanted to heal from everything that I was going through those things and having, sometimes you get scared to speak up. Sometimes you're afraid of judgment or people saying you're a liar and things like that. So a lot after that, it altered me. I felt like I really didn't have pretty much a childhood that was normal to other people. I was a very happy kid. I was very loving. I was outgoing, but deep down inside, I had so much pain. I felt like I was just invisible to my parents. Um, my parents was just going through whatever, and my dad was in another state, and I just wanted um to heal, to feel love, to feel like I mattered. And I was bullied. I was bullied because of the birthmark on my forehead, because of my weight. I was always the thick girl or overweight, because I wasn't very, very skinny. I was always a little thick girl. So I got bullied a lot. And girls hated me because the guys liked me. Um, so I was dealt a lot with a lot of not so many good experiences that will build my confidence up. A lot of things broke me, broke my confidence, broke how I looked at myself, broke how I viewed myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't feel worthy of anything. I just felt like this was gonna be my life, like just pain. And so until that I went on this journey of my own of healing. And I got that a lot through what I'm doing now and showing women that going from that to this is possible. Loving yourself and receiving the right kind of love and the right kind of respect, and having the confidence and of your own, not having to get it from the external world. I
Yes.
had to teach myself to get it from within, and it's not an easy thing. It's a really, really hard journey to come on, and it's a lot of demons you got to fight, a lot of demons you got to come face to face, and a lot of, broken wounds and teared up wounds that you have to go back and stitch up to, you know, repair and things like that. It's not easy, but I just felt like God called me to do something, and and it was to use my voice. It was to use, my testimony to help other women. I didn't think that social media was going to be one of those things that changed my life. I felt like I was going to be a superstar another way. I didn't think it was going to be through social media and talking about, my testimony and women empowerment and helping other women.
That's amazing. When you talk about how you didn't feel loved, how you felt empty, a lot of people will turn to other things that make them feel the empty space.
Mm-hmm.
Drug abuse, alcohol,
Yeah.
promiscuity. Do you feel that any of those were you were pulled towards any of those, or were
Yeah.
you were? And how did you, like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? What made you decide this is not the life that I want?
My daughter. My daughter, I was seeing what I was doing to her, how I was going about things was affecting her.
Mhm.
She was starting to pick up unhealthy survival tactics that I had. were, bottling things in, holding in my emotions, not speaking, then just lashing out, I started seeing that my daughter was becoming a mini me. So when I seen for the first time that my daughter broke down and showed real emotion, that lit up a light bulb in my head that I truly, truly, truly need to heal and to change. Because I wasn't into drugs. I didn't do drugs, no hard substance or anything, but I did drink a lot. Um, I started drinking a lot more after my ex-boyfriend passed away in 2018, which I felt like put me the bottom to the bottom to the bottom of feeling like my life is just like it. I don't care about life no more, nothing. I just knew that I had to take care of my daughter and make sure that she is safe and healthy and okay. And I started drinking more. I was sleeping around. Like I said before, I even knew my ABCs and how to count to 100. I knew sex before that. So when going through sexual abuse, I've explained where sometimes it will make you hate, men or women, whatever. But I'm gonna say in my case, men, or it will draw you closer to wanting a man's love. And in me, that happened to me where I wanted so much a man's love, because not only that, I didn't have my dad. My dad is in my life. My dad is an amazing father. But my dad worked all the time. My dad lived in another state. While I like in traveling back and forth, I didn't have that kind of relationship with my father that I really truly felt that I needed as a little girl. So I went, to the external things to try to fill a void that was inside of me that I just didn't know how to get rid of. I just wanted to feel love. I wanted to feel like I mattered. I started doing things at a very young age, acting out, um, because that's where my pain was from. I went to what was familiar, and that was, even though I'm a little girl, was sex. Because men, I felt like men, that's what men looked at me, was a sex thing. Like my family, this is people that are considered family that are is hurting me. So I went and I was trying to fill a void, um going and trying to find love in men, and then especially after my ex-boyfriend passed away, I went deeper into that. I went deeper into just not loving myself, not feeling worthy, not any of those things. I used to some, even as an adult, I will get stuck where a man will try me and I will get stuck and I won't say nothing and I will freeze. And that was how do I have the word on the tip of my tongue? What is I have the word where you react to things from trauma, a trauma response. I will freeze up and I won't say nothing because it brings back to the time where that there's a man touching
It
me up and
triggers you.
down,
Hmm.
and I got stuck. So when I got into situations where a man was trying me or was trying to have sex and I really didn't want to, and I would say no and I would say no and I would say no, and I would feel pressured, I would get stuck and freeze and then just let it happen. So then that added more damage to me. So I was realizing that I was my biggest, like my biggest thing holding me back, because I was scared. Where I come from, my parents didn't show vulnerability, didn't, it wasn't a it wasn't a good thing to cry. It wasn't a good thing to talk about your feelings, and all of those things weren't good. Until I broke that, until I said enough is enough, and my daughter deserves better. She deserves a healthier mother, and I deserve to live the life that I picture in my mind since I was a little girl. Since I was a little girl, I pictured this beautiful life and me being big and being a superstar, changing the world and stuff. And I was like, it's time for me to have that life.
You're on your way.
I want to tell you.
What was the first thing that you did when you saw your daughter um in suffering and realizing that she was reacting out to trauma and she had that trauma bond? What what was the first step that you took? Did you decide to seek a therapist? Did you go see a life coach? Like what brought you to what was the first step after your daughter?
After her, I was in a very in that moment I was in a very very low space again. I felt like I hit rock bottom all over again. You know, broke. I was going through an eviction, um, in my apartment. You know, this is during the pandemic. Going through an eviction, back to being I was broke. You know, heard a voice in my head telling me to send her with her dad. And I ignored the voice as long as I could, because I was like, no, 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 no. My daughter has not been with nobody else besides me for 8.5 years. And this was at the time because now my daughter's 10. But for 8.5 years, my daughter has not been with anybody else but me. All she knew was me and my household. So I was like, no, 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 this can't be it. So, but as time, I'm depressed. I'm feeling bad because my daughter thinks that I didn't love her. Because when you're not happy, that shows. When you're
Absolutely.
not
They
feeling
feel
good,
what
that
you
shows.
feel.
The energy comes out, and like they say, hurt people hurt people. So I was hurting the one most important person. I wasn't showing her the kind of love that she needed. I wasn't showing her the kind of care that she needed. I was so wrapped up in my own pain that for a little moment my daughter was being it was like the roles were switched. My daughter was consoling me, and that's not how it's really supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I kept hearing this voice to send my daughter to go live with her father, and I was just not having it. But I prayed on it, and God just kept telling me this is going to be a good thing for you and her, because he was in a more stable foundation than I was. So this was going to be the first time that I really had a moment to really like heal and to do that. So what I said, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get closer to God, because that was one thing I really truly wanted to do, was get closer to God. And I'm going to dive deep, 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 deep inside and change. And I'm gonna go full throttle on every level of changing. So what I had mentors that were teaching me about personal development, about spirituality, getting closer to God, basically deprogramming your mind to reprogram it the right way. I started learning all of those things of your paradigm, and where you come from, and that's the basically the computer that was already taught to you, and now it's time to delete it. So that's what I did. I followed my mentors. I went on YouTube. And I will Google anything. I will Google anything that had to do with mental health. It would be the dumbest question. Well, to people, it would probably be the dumbest question, but to me, everything. Like, why would I go sleep with men, or why did I feel the need to do this or to do that? I was googling these things. I was YouTubing these things, and learning about self-sabotaging, trauma, the inner child, and abandonment issues, and how to get over those things. And I also have a spiritual coach as well, that she helps me. I have mentors that speak, I listen to. I listen to a lot of things that and Google a lot of things to that dig deep down inside to deal with all of those things that I was feeling, because it was truly, truly time to stop letting that pain run my life. Even though I operate from pain, it wasn't good, the pain that I was holding on to and still having it there. Even if it's subconsciously, it was still making me do things that just wasn't a part of who I wanted to be anymore.
Amazing. We have a viewer question. We have Richard asking, do you think the time, okay, before I go there, did you send your daughter with your father, with her
I
father?
did. I sent her with her dad. She has been living with him for almost 2 years now, and it was only supposed to be for a year, but I also do give my daughter the chance to tell me how she feels. I know what it is to be a kid and want your feelings and everything to be heard. So I make sure with my daughter how she's feeling all the time. We have talks about depression, anxiety, what you're feeling, the hurt that you're feeling, and stuff like that. Because my daughter has been through some very traumatic, altering things as well in the 10 years that she's been alive. So she has been through a lot as well. So I put into consideration her feelings, and right now she wants to stay there in her school with her friends. So I'm letting her have her little time with her friends until she, graduates the 5th grade, and then she's gonna come back with me. And I had this talk with her already and stuff, but I felt like it was very much needed because he didn't have a father, and even though I have my father, I didn't have that father and daughter bond, and I wanted her to have that father and daughter bond that me and him didn't really get to have. So right there and then, me and him are breaking generational curse of not having a father figure, and I wanted her to have that experience with him and them know each other on a whole different level, because like I said, he was there in her life, but I had her full time. He saw her 4 days out of the month. So seeing her four days out of the month to having her full time is a very big change. So he knows her now on a whole different level, and she knows him now on a whole different level, which is very beautiful to see.
Well, you kind of answered the question that the viewer had. His question was, do you think the amount of work that you need to put in to feel better about everything you had been through would take away with the time you were spending with your daughter? And then he wanted to
It
know
does.
if you had did your
It
daughter
does.
understand? So I
It's
applaud you for being so selfless, because so many
Thank
women
you.
will hold on to their children just to get
Yes.
back at the child's father. So
Hmm.
I applaud you for being selfless and allowing your daughter that relationship. That is absolutely amazing. Girls do need their
They
fathers.
do. They
They
do.
need
If
their daddy.
I really know that. That's why I even because I'm a young mom. I got pregnant at 18. I had her at 19. So we were just kids when we went and had a baby. So we also knew that a lot of things that we went through were just because we were kids. So I went through hell with her dad in the beginning. I went through hell, and it took a lot of work for us to get where we're at today, but we both had to grow up, and we both I realize now that this journey is a never ending journey. So I just learned now to how to balance that with my daughter. It's not easy. Honestly, when I went on this journey, I think I started having a lot more challenges, a lot more battles that were beyond this world. Like, oh, I thought I went through it before. But now it's a whole different level of things, and I feel like it has brought me a lot closer to my daughter on those things, on that relationship where my daughter can talk to me about how she's feeling, or if she's depressed or having anxiety and things like that. I was going on this journey helped me, but also showed and prepared me to do different with my daughter. than what my parents, like I said, there wasn't resources and tools back then on mental health so much
Correct.
as we do now. It wasn't a topic, it wasn't a conversation and stuff. So I even this, I'm teaching her that a lot of these things come from mental health. A lot of these things that is, you feel like she's now, working hard enough, it's mental health. It's my daughter has hard time focusing, all of these things. She got a lot of things going through her mind. So I feel like I had to go on this journey to prepare myself for these exact moments, because she's only going to get older and she's going to become a teenager and she's going to, want to get into boys and things like that. And a hurt person cannot show a little girl how to be whole. That it's impossible. I'm going to just only repeat the cycle if I don't break the cycle and change it. So I'm grateful for this journey, but it's definitely hard. It's definitely really, really hard.
Hmm. And in my position and listening to your story and listening to these stories over and over in different people, it's sad, but what you're doing is a necessity with your daughter, because
Yeah.
you would think that in this day and age, and with the facilities and the help that supposedly is out there, we would be in a better society, but we're not. It
Mm-mm.
continues to get worse. Women get trapped. Well, there's
Sex
the
trafficking.
human trafficking, sex trafficking.
Mm.
So these are definitely things that need to be addressed. Now, can we backtrack a little bit and you tell me about how when you started women's empowerment, you started it because body imaging or body
Yeah,
bullying?
so I initially started Empower Women for body positivity. I had gained a lot of weight, from the bad habits that I picked up of drinking and going out and stuff. I'm sorry if I'm sweating, y'all. It's hot in Florida. It is so hot. um, so in 2017, it came to me because at first, like I said, I already had was building a brand around AR Blondie, around me. So I wanted to create T-shirts with my face on it and sell them. And then my best friend Nate, he wanted me to be his co-host on his radio show. So he was like, "I'll make a deal with you. If you be my co-host on my radio show, I will fund your T-shirts." So then I was like, "All right, bet, whatever." So then as time went by, you know, I'm just posting on social media myself, being at the beach or however I looked, you know, I just dressed it up how I can. This is the body that I have. I'm going to dress it up, even though I was very insecure and I was not happy with my body because I had gained weight. The only time I had been big was when I was pregnant. So there was no reason for me to be that big in my mind at the time. I'm not pregnant or anything. So it really messed with me a lot, especially the fact that I was always bullied for my weight. So now that I'm a size that I'm not comfortable with, it really, really brought me down. So I just dressed it up how I knew because it's my body. I'm not gonna like not look good. I'm gonna still look good. And me posting that, women gravitated towards me and started writing me messages how me posting and the way I was and carrying myself and things like that, how it helped them with their confidence to love their body and, accept themselves, because I'm putting out these messages not only for them, but for me to hear too. We have to love ourselves, flaws and all. If we have stretch marks, embrace them. We're beautiful no matter what. I'm
Absolutely.
writing these things and posting them not only for them, but for me. So at the same time, what people don't know this, a lot of the time that you think that somebody is being confident, they're actually doing it from a space of attention. Cause it's so easy to post a picture on here and to get praise from the outside world to make you feel good. So at the time, that's kind of also what I was doing. I'm posting these pictures that, I feel like I look good and stuff like that, but I'm posting it so I can get the encouragement and the praise from the outside world to feel good, when
Yeah.
I really truly didn't feel that way. But a lot of people took it as confidence, and it was really attention seeking. So I was getting these messages, and it just came to me. I want to start a women empowerment group. It was just an idea. I want to start a women empowerment group because I felt like in my city in Orlando, a lot of women empowerment wasn't being spoke about.
Mhm.
I didn't see a lot of women coming together and doing things. I didn't see, women loving on each other the right way. So I want Empower Women came to me, and I told my best friend Nate, I was like, I want to start a women empowerment group, and I want to make a t-shirt and do a photo shoot with girls with different sizes and shapes and sizes and colors and backgrounds. That's what I want to do. So he was like, all right, let's do it. That's dope. So I did it in 2017. I think it was like November, something like that. I did our first photo shoot was inside my living room, in the hood, in the hood, in
And
the
you
living
got
room.
it done.
And I pushed away my couches and all that. We had the light, we had the photographer, and it was amazing. I got the girls, I had the t-shirts made, and then we lost all the content from that photo shoot. Yeah.
Oh,
So then I was like, okay. And the girls were like, we can't give up, things like that. Cause I was like crushed. Like, what do I do now? And I had took a reset, and then I had found a professional studio, and I got a photographer, and then I changed the theme and the idea of what I wanted to do. So then I got a group of girls, my girls, and then we took pictures. I put it out, and it was a hit. People loved it. People loved what the message was and what I was doing. So I just continued that. Like, I just continued talking about body positivity, and it just started growing from there.
that's amazing. So let people know what is your Instagram so they
My
can go.
my Instagram now is I am wow. I just changed it, y'all. I just changed it. I am dot no, I am a dot R underscore. So I am AR. So that's basically what it is. I am AR. I changed it to I am AR because I am Anisa Rodriguez. So I took away the blondie. I didn't want nothing to do with blondie anymore because one, I'm not blonde anymore. That's where it came from. I had blonde hair, and AR was is my initial, so it's AR blondie. But I put away the past and moving forward. So now I am AR. I am Anisa Rodriguez.
And this is Instagram, correct?
Yes, Instagram, and then this I have a Twitter. It is AR underscore. Have a Facebook as well, Anisa Rodriguez. And that's where, and TikTok is I am AR. So that's pretty much all I have.
So down below on the bottom of the screen, I have listed her Instagram tag, and she says it is also her TikTok tag. She is
Hmm.
Anisa Rodriguez on Facebook. Tell us about, you have another page as well.
Empowered women. I have empowered women page where I so with them I tried my best to use Empower Women's page so much. I'm gonna be truthfully honest with y'all. It is not easy to keep up with two pages at
Uh,
once. It's not. It's really
nah,
not. So with there, I had lost the empowered women. I lost it. I lost the vision. I felt like I lost the purpose to it because um in 2018, like I said, my when my ex-boyfriend passed away, I just didn't care. I didn't care about anything anymore. But after a few months, it came to me to start doing networking events where I want to, I wanted to do a free event that women come out, show off their business, and talk about their testimonies, and come together and build that community. So I did January 2019. I did my first event. After that, I put out T-shirts. I did two more events that year, Mommies and Mimosas, and a pop-up shop, and where it's just really bringing all the talent that we have now, in our city, in my city in Orlando, to women, and showing off their business, showing off their talent, showing off their music, whatever they do, if it's modeling, photography, brands, whatever. Bring them out, coming out, bring out your business cards, bring out your merchandise, bring out your, your business, network, meet each other. And after that year, 2020, the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, it made me face all those demons that I was, had deep, 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 deep down inside of me. And sorry. And after that, that's when it took a turn. That's when I started going through all these things, and then with my daughter and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I lost it because I felt like where I was talking from was not a good place for other women. I want to speak from a place that I overcame it. I feel like you can't learn from people that are on the same level as you, because what are you really learning? So that's when I went into my and health and wellness and my fitness, and I went full throttle on that, and put my all into my health and wellness business and losing weight. So, and during that time, of me doing it and stuff, I started doing the daily prayer on my Empower Woman page. I have this daily prayer book for women. It has every day, 100 of them, 100 of devotions and prayers. So I went on, I don't know why, everything has always been an idea when it comes to Empower Women. I'm telling you. Something told me to just get on live and to read it and to post the daily prayer. So that's what I started doing, and that started building itself on its own, because I really didn't have nothing else going on but the daily prayer. So my coach was like, and my friends, she was like, "Girl, what are you doing with the Empower Women? You need to leverage this. This is amazing. Us women need it." And I'm like, "Girl, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it." It became tricky. When you start standing up for something that is not normal, and when you're not agreeing to what everybody has to say, now you're just like, you become the enemy in some people's eyes. So, it was a very tricky thing. And me, I'm not I don't like to be in all that craziness. So it made me fall back. And then with her pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, I got back into it. And that's where I came up with my again with Mommies and Mimosas brunch experience. So the brunch experience is more of a seminar than it is just a networking event, because I'm bringing educators, financial educators, spiritual educators, women's safety, and self-defense, women's self-defense. I'm speaking from manifestations and things like that. I was like, I want to teach women to become their best selves, because you I went on the journey of being an entrepreneur when I was broken, and it wasn't working out. It was not working out. So if you're not thriving as a person, your business is not going to thrive. So I was like, outside of just teaching women about business and showing off their business, I want to teach them how to become their best selves as well.
That is awesome. So, this is exactly why you are on this platform and why we were meant to meet. It was
Yes.
divine intervention because Ajusta Tu Corona, for those of you that don't know what it means, is adjust your crown. And we also have a gala, and our gala started exactly as Anisa is saying now. We wanted to bring this positive message to women. Ajusta Tu Corona encompasses all women of adversity, but we had to focus on one. So we focused on domestic violence because two of the people that started it were victims of domestic violence, and one was a victim of sexual violence. So this is what we started. We love your message. We love the positivity. It's exactly what we ourselves are doing, bringing out the message, letting them know what they're capable of. We are not doctors. We just give the tools to that allow you to live a better life in the purpose that you were given. So
For
our
sure.
event is Ajusta Tu Corona, and Anisa will also be at the event, so you're going to be
I'm
able to
so,
meet her in person.
I'm so
And this,
excited.
and this event happens to be a fundraiser. We are funding Help Now of Osceola. It is a domestic violence center in the Osceola County. Our event is October 22nd 2022. It is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Mead Botanical Garden. You can go to the Ajusta Tu Corona website, ajustatucorona.com, and purchase your tickets, be a sponsor. If you're out there and have a business and would love to sponsor us, we would love to have you. Um, Direct message us, go on the website. Anisa, because I lost my power, I don't even know what time it is, but we do have time. So continue. So is your Mamas and Mimosa the one that you did this year? Is that going to be a continued one?
Yes, so
Okay.
I just decided I'm gonna just stick with mommies and mimosas as like the name and the theme for my events. They're brunches, but like I said, it's a seminar with a twist because we still gonna have fun. There's still gonna be the drinks and the hookah and the music, but more solely you're coming to learn, you're coming to transform, you're coming to dig deep because I I it is not always the same girls either. It's different people. I want to give people shine light on different people every event. Like I said, I wanted to use my platform. Basically, this Empower Women was my way of giving back to my community of women to help them, because I have this big platform between all of my social medias, have about like over 30K followers or more. So um I wanted to use my platform to give back to women to show broadcast their business and what they have going on. But I really truly wanted to teach women because I transformed my life and I'm continuing to transform my life. And a lot of women, girl, you're glowing and this, and you can see the difference, and I'm so proud of you. And I just really feel that God had called me to use my voice, um because for like I said, I even though I was a very timid girl, I always took the opportunities that were in front of me that presented themselves to me. And a lot of women, they need to see other women that come from that come from this really dark world, that they have these amazing opportunities and they can have that as well. You can have all of these things, the abundance in this world you can have.
That's
You
right.
can definitely have. So I wanted to teach women as well because a lot of people I know, a lot of women, we have the same story. We just lived a different. It's different. We're just we relate so much to each other, but we put each other down more than we love on each other. And that was the whole point of this, because I'm no different from you and you're no different from me. We might have different stories, but a lot of our stories relate. A lot of us can, sit there and be like, wow, I can relate to that. I went through domestic violence. My mom, I didn't experience domestic violence with myself in a relationship, except for one encounter with a man. And but my mom, she has, where from my father, beating her and things like that. I have best friends that went through domestic violence. I have friends that went through sexual abuse. I have people that went through a lot of crazy things, and a lot of us just wanted to heal. A lot of us just wanted to stop feeling this kind of pain and feeling unworthy, dealing with narcissistic men, and gaslighting and all of these things. And a lot of women, you know don't really speak about it. And I just felt like it's time to change that. It's not only for us but for the next generation to come, because I want my daughter to know how to, one, point out when a man is manipulating her and is being a narcissist to her, and her to really know her worth and not just settle for anything because that's what she felt like is given to her. No, like I don't want that. So I felt like God just really put me in this position because He knew I was gonna make it happen. He knew I was gonna do something. He knew I was gonna be obedient eventually, because trust me, I try to run away from all of this. I was not very social. I didn't like being in the spotlight and things like that. But you can't run away from God's plan. You just can't. So
I
I
agree.
just rather embrace it and just go through what I have to go through, so that other women could see that it is possible. It is possible to make it through all of those things, because I felt every single time that my life was over. Every single time, and my life is still not over yet. Trust me, it's just beginning. So you can
That's
be there too, and that's just really what this just what I stand for.
amazing. It's amazing what you stand for, and women empowerment. That's what we are. It's we are empowered beings, but we stand for you have a voice, you are amazing, you're capable of anything, you deserve everything that's given to you. You deserve abundancy in all aspects, in love, in financials, in a fulfilled life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what the message that we who have these platforms and create these events for you guys to come. And I was just speaking on someone's other platform that when you go to one of these events, though it is fun, though it is the feeling that you leave with, the feeling of like something inside of you moved you,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like you're glowing and fulfilled, and
Sorry, I gotta put my
it's a
phone.
little piece of healing.
It
uh,
is. When I had my event. Um, my event. A lot of women came up to me. How this event changed their life. How, they really felt God in the room. Um, I had girls. They were crying in the event. It was beautiful to see. It was definitely very, very beautiful to see. Um, being vulnerable, a women being vulnerable and allowing themselves to be comfortable in that vulnerability, because some of us were not comfortable in vulnerability, and
mhm.
it's a scary sight for a lot of people to be vulnerable, to feel those emotions, to go deep on that pain. A lot of people run away from those things because it's too hard. So in that event, we create a safe space for women to come to be vulnerable, so they can have that change, so they could feel that and transform. Because that pain, if you don't do something with it, is going to keep eating you alive, and it's going to keep
Absolutely.
eating you alive, and it's going to keep bringing you down, and you're going to just start like, why me, why me, and it's not you. It's you, but it's really not you. It's that cry that is deep down inside of that inner child that just wants to be healed. So we having that event, and because this is the first time I did an event this way, in a seminar way, um I was scared. I was scared to change it around. Um, Zanaya, please. I was scared to do it that way because I'm like, okay, what if people are not gonna want to come and the partying and the things like that? But I'm grateful that women could see where my vision of this, and I have girls all around because I have followers from all over the world, which is crazy, and they want me to go city to city with it. So, and this is it, and is what I visioned since the beginning. When I started doing these events, like girls, I can't wait to. I wish I lived in Orlando so I could go, and I'm like, don't worry, give me a couple of years, and we're gonna go city to city with this because I really just want to help women change their life, and just people in general. I want to help them change because men write to me too, like, girl, you motivate me. You motivate me when it's to get in the gym, to keep going, to keep fighting, to see. I was 230 pounds just like 18 months ago. Like, I was 230 pounds. So when people seeing that something I have never done before, walking in this light, I've never done it, going down this fitness journey and losing all that weight, never done that. So when people seeing that, they're like, wow, this girl's on fire. And they seen I'm very open. I don't know why, because I really it's God be telling me to just go on there and tell people. Because I told my followers, I don't be wanting to tell y'all my business. Don't be thinking I just wake up and want to tell y'all my business. But God be calling me to really just speak up, because I really go through a lot of things, but I don't hide it. I never hid it. So I feel like a lot of people, they gravitate to the authenticity that I put out there, that I truly, truly just want to help people transform.
That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of our conversations with Ajusta Tu Corona
Thank
this
you.
evening. Is there a special message that you'd like to close with?
If I have one thing to say to people, this is not the end. This is not the end. This is probably just the beginning to a very, very, very big journey that your light is going to shine so bright. If you're in a space that you feel like this is just not it for you, because it's not. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. The tools and the resources that you need are in the palm of your hand. In the palm of your hand. If I really took it from anything from my journey, is don't wait on nobody. Don't
Mhm.
wait on nobody to give you that healing. Don't wait on nobody to tell you to get up and you can do it, that you're amazing. Tell yourself these things. Don't go to the external world. Anything that you want to feel, get it from right here within, because that's where you hold it, right here within. You have all the power in the world to be that person you vision in your mind. That woman or that man that you have in your brain, that you see, and you're like, I wish I could just be that right now. That is God showing you your future. That is God showing you what you are capable of, and that you hold the power. Don't let nobody take away your power. Don't let nobody take away your power. You got this. Don't give up. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because I tell myself these things too. Trust me. I tell myself these things too, but you're beautiful. You're amazing. You're God's child. You got God's power in you. God is in you. God created us and left a piece of Him in every single one of us. You have the power to change your life. And this world has everything to offer you as long as you go get it. And just don't wait on nobody to hand it to you.
Amen. Everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. I am Lilian Maldonado with Ajusta Tu Corona.
Thank
And please like, subscribe, follow. We need those algorithms. We need to build this community. Thank you so much. Never forget how
Thank
amazing you are. Never forget how much you are loved. And never forget how exceptional you are. Ajusta tu corona and keep it moving. Good
thank
night, everybody.
you.